Okay. So in previous class, we saw what is list and how to create a list using a square bracket. List is a sequence.
Sir,
And
please zoom your the size of the
size is already zoomed. Okay, let me zoom more.
screen, sir. Increase your size.
One second. It's better now?
Okay, sir. Okay, it is better, sir.
Okay. Yeah, so we discuss about list, a very high level about this.
Yes.
List is a
Yes,
sequence. List is a collection of heterogeneous elements. List can have duplicate data. List maintain the insertion order, and list is immutable. We can modify the data inside the list. We will see how to modify the data. Okay. And there are a couple of operations we can perform on list. For example, we can do indexing, we can do slicing, we can do concatenation, we can do repetition. Okay. And last class we saw some example with some exercises how to use indexing and slicing, right?
Yes, sir.
Slicing, any doubt, anyone in slicing, how to do slicing? Anyone has any doubt? Okay. So these things we have seen, indexing and slicing. Now let's talk about concatenation, how to concate and how to repeat. Okay, these two operations, which are easy one.
Sir,
yes.
This is Sunil. Yes. So we can with the 2 or 3 words explain indexing and slicing. Main points. Within in 1 or 2 minutes.
Okay, what is indexing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, indexing. Okay. So every element, whenever you're creating any data inside the list, whenever you're adding some data, for example, you're adding some data, right, inside the list. So each element has some index. I can say each element has some position because it's maintained the order. List is a kind of queue, it maintains the order. So because of that, each data point, each element has its own position, or we call it index. Okay, and our index always start with 0. So index is nothing but the position of the data point in the list. Okay, if you ask me to define in a simple sentence, so index is the position of each data point inside the list, and it begins with 0. Index always start with 0. So for first element, the index will be 0, like this. Okay. And if I ask about slicing, what is slicing? So slicing is a process through which we take the one chunk or one part of the data from the list. Okay. So from the list, we can figure out, we can take some slice, we can take some portion of the data point. Let's suppose I want to take this portion from 10 to 20, from here to here. So you can take out some portion from the existing list. This process is called slicing. Okay, so this is called indexing and slicing, and we have seen how to do indexing, how to do slicing. Indexing you can do with the positive way, negative way. There are two approaches to do indexing. We have already seen. Any doubt here? Anyone? You understand indexing, slicing? Did I explain? Still you have any doubt?
Okay, sir. Okay. For me, it is okay.
Okay. Next topic is about concatenation. Okay. What do you mean by concatenation? It's a very simple term. Concate. What do you mean by concate? What do you mean by adding? Yeah, it's addition. Okay. So with the help of, let's suppose I have two lists, list 1 and list 2. I have list 1 and list 2, LST2. Okay. Some data inside it. It can be any data. No problem. True. Okay. Now I want to combine the both data. This data and this data, I want to combine into common list, just like an addition. Okay, I want to combine both the data. So how to do that? It's very simple. It's very easy. Just do plus operation, LST1 plus, use plus LST2. Okay, so this will produce another list having combined data. Let's suppose LST, like this. Okay, if you print the LST, you will see all the combined data. So you are merging the two data, two lists into one single list. You can see 10, 1, 21. This is from list 1, and 3, 4, 5, 2. This is coming from list 2. So this way you can add multiple lists. You're getting this? Let's suppose I have list 3, list 3, third list. You can also change, you can modify, add the data. So just do LST1 plus LST2 plus LST. It is just like an addition. Okay. It will just add the 3 data set into one data set. This is called concatenation, addition. And after the addition, it always produce new list. Okay. It will create new list, LST. Okay. Any doubt here? It's very simple, nothing rocket science. This part is simple, how to add multiple lists, and it produce a common list having combined all the data set. Okay. Next is repetition. Okay. So next is repetition. So how the repetition work? Let's suppose I have this list. Okay. Let's suppose I have 10 in this list. Okay. And I want to produce another list having the data repeated. So I want to repeat this data. Let's suppose 4 times. I mean 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, like this 4 times, 5 times. Okay. So if you want to repeat the data point, what you have to do, just do LST1 and use a star. Okay. And you have to figure out how many times you want to repeat the data, 2 times, 3 times. So you have put an integer number like this, integer. It should be always integer. So here LST1, which having 10, it will get repeated 2 times. So it becomes 10, 10. If you put, it becomes 10, 10. Let's suppose if I say 3 times, so it will repeat 3 times, 10, 10, 10, 3 times. So that depends. Let's suppose 30 times, it will repeat 30 times. So whatever data you put here, it becomes repeated data. Okay. So this is called repetition. So you can repeat that data set in the list multiple times using a star and the number. And this should always be integer. You cannot do fraction. Like suppose 3.5, this will not work. This will not work. So it needs only integer, a whole number. Okay. How many times you want to repeat it? Otherwise, it will not work. So this is called repetition. Okay. Any doubt here in these 2 operations? So no, concate, just adding plus, 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 keep adding multiple lists. It will produce a common list. And repetition, if you want to repeat the data set multiple times, do a star and it will repeat. Okay. So these are 4 major operations we can perform on the list: indexing, slicing, concate, and repetition. Okay. Indexing can be positive and negative. Okay. So this is basic about data and about the list. Okay. Apart from this, let's suppose I want to understand, I want to figure out what are the different operations or what other different functions are available inside the list. In this list, I want to figure out what other different operations this list offers you. So do you know how to figure out, how to find out this question? I want to figure out what are the different attributes and behavior, different functionality of this list. How to check that, how to figure out that? Anyone, do you remember?
Sir, there is the help of derived.
DIR.
DIR, yes, right.
Yes. Yes. DIR something list.
Yes. So let's suppose let's understand what are the different functionality. So what I'm doing here, my list LST1, okay, I'm doing LST1.dir, right? DIR function. Let us see what it will print. Oh, only D. What happened? DIR. LST1.dir, right? This one.
No, sir. DIR
function, it should be
unlist one. Yes, list one.
Derived name is LST1, right? LST1.
Yes.
This is good.
No, sir. DIR. No.
Something.
That list, sir. List is inside this DIR, sir. I think.
That's not working. It should be DIR function. Oh, got it. It's a global function. Oh, sorry. There's no list. Okay. dir is a global function, and then pass
Yes.
LST1.
Yes, yes, yes.
Sorry. Okay. So you can see, just ignore the underscore part. Apart from that, you can see there are a lot of functions. For example, append, clear, copy, count, extend, index, insert, pop, remove, reverse, sort. Okay. So these are some behavior, these are some functions, you can say, which are available inside the list. Okay. So we have already seen some operations, for example, how to do indexing, how to do slicing, concatenation, repetition. So these are some basic operations. Apart from these operations, list offers you a lot of additional operations that you can perform. You can do append, you can do clear, you can do copy, you can do count, you can do extend. A lot of things are there. Okay. So as a programmer, you should understand, you should know all these operations in detail. Okay. So right now, I'm not going to touch upon, I'm not going to explain these all operations. We will do later. But right now,
Okay.
I'm just putting you in your brain that these are some operations that a list offers you. Append function, clear function. We will see with examples in upcoming classes. Okay. So we will cover this in detail in upcoming classes. Okay, so these are some operations apart from indexing, slicing, concatenation, repetition. It has a lot of features available inside the list, and we will see in the upcoming classes. Okay, so this is all about list, my friend. List is a sequence, all the operations, and how to create a list. Okay, and what are the different operations in the list, and this operation we will see in upcoming classes. Okay, and yeah. Any doubt? So this is the list that we have covered. Any doubts in understanding this list feature? Anyone has doubt?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
So this operation we will cover later, okay? Not right now. Okay, so this is the list. Now jump to the next data type, which is tuple. Okay. So yeah, so we have a list and tuple, right? Where is that? Okay. Fundamental, okay. So derived is list, tuple, and dictionary and range. Okay, so this will be covered right now. So next is tuple. So we covered list. We see how to create list and all the basic operations. Now let us see tuple. Okay, so tuple and list are basically same. It's a, you can say it's a twins brother. Okay, so all the features that list has, exactly same feature tuple has. Let us see. So tuple is a, how to create a tuple. Tuple we use with parentheses. Okay, list we use a square bracket. If you want to create a tuple, then say parenthesis like this, lower small bracket, and you can add multiple data like list something, and you can add any kind of data here. Okay, so this is the way of creating a list. Sorry, tuple. If you can use just a lowercase, if you use a square angle, a square bracket, it becomes a list. This becomes a list. If you use small bracket, parenthesis, it becomes a tuple. So this is it, my tuple. Okay. If you want to see the data type, let me put type function, type of this LST1. It will be a tuple. It will say it's a tuple. Okay. So this way we can create a tuple. Very simple. So tuple, this is the way of creating tuple. And again, tuple is a sequence. Just like a list, tuple is a sequence. Okay. If it is sequence, it means it maintains the order. It is just like a key. It maintaining the orders. And it has the same concept of indexing, the same concept. The concept that you understand in the list, exactly same concept apply for indexing in the tuple. Same concept. So each data has index. Okay, and each data start with a 0 index. For example, index of 10 will be 0, 78 1, like that. So same concept, exactly same concept. So all the concept like indexing, slicing, concatenation, repetition, everything is same. Whatever you will learn in the list, you can apply the same concept in the tuple as well, even in the positive indexing, negative indexing. Okay, and tuple is a collection of heterogeneous elements. Just like a list, you can add any kind of data point. For example, please go on mute. Okay, just like a true here, you can add any kind of data point, true, false, something, anything. Okay, and inside the tuple, you can add a list. This is also possible. Or inside a tuple, you can add another tuple. This is also possible. It can hold anything. Okay, so this is my list. This is my tuple, right?
It is similar to that slicing, sir. But indexing, slicing,
Yes,
which I have done in the previous class, it is
same,
Only
exactly
the
same.
brackets are
Yes, bracket is different. Yes,
only different.
instead of square bracket, you have to use small
Yes,
bracket.
Small bracket.
Now it becomes a list. Okay, this becomes a list.
Okay.
If
List.
I change the bracket, it becomes tuple. This is the only difference. It
Okay.
becomes a tuple. Sorry.
Sir,
Yes.
so variable name is always listed, sir, for tuple?
No, variable. No. You can give any name here. This is your. This is your. How you can. This is up to you. But tuple gives some very different name. Don't say list. Okay. Yeah, you're right. It should be different name. TP, suppose. Let's suppose I print the data. So just say print TP. It will print all the data. Okay. So the class is tuple, and this is the tuple. Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay.
So this is pretty much similar like list. So it's a collection of heterogeneous data element. Okay, and it can have duplicate element. Just like a list, you can repeat the data. For example, 10. I want to repeat the same data multiple times. You can do that. 10, 10, 10. Multiple times you can do that. So repetition is possible. Okay. And tuple maintain the orders just like list. It's a kind of queue. So it maintains the insertion order. Okay. So the first element is 10, second is like this. So it maintains the insertion order and it has the concept of indexing. This is a similar concept. So now you might be wondering then what is the difference, right? If everything is same, list and tuple is everything is same, then what is the basic
What is
difference? So
Yes,
basic
sir.
difference is this, my friend. Tuple is immutable. You cannot modify the tuple. This is the only difference. List you can modify, but tuple you cannot modify. Let us see how to modify. Let us see some example. Okay. How to modify. So first, let me start with a list. Let's suppose we take a list. So we know that list we can modify. We can change the data inside the list. It is quite possible. Let me take some simple example. This example. Okay. This is my list. Let me change the variable name LST. LST1. Okay, let me change it LST. Okay, so this is my list. Okay, now I want to change the data. Let's suppose I want to, which data you want to change? Can somebody suggest me? Let's suppose 10, I want to convert, I want to change 10 into 100. Okay, this first data 10, I want to update to 100. So this is quite possible. Okay, so how to change the data? Did I discuss this part? How to change the data inside the list?
Yes, index.
No? I think I had discussed, I remember. So how to change the data, use the LST and use the index. So what is the index of 10? 0, right?
0.
0. So your part is 0. Okay. This is index and assign new data set. I want to assign what? 100.
100.
So this is the mechanism to change the, update the list. Okay. So this way you are changing the data, changing the list or updating the list. Okay. So this syntax you have to remember. I think I had discussed that. Now after this print LST, you will see the new data set. Okay. So this LST, what happened? Print LST. Okay. So here I'm printing LST before changing. So it will say 10 and after changing it will say 100. Let us see this. See, before changing it 10 and after changing it becomes 100. Okay. So this way you can modify any data point in the list using this indexing approach. Okay. So LST and which data set we want to change, the index of that and assign equal new data set. Okay. So the 10 will get replaced by 100 now. Any doubt?
No, sir, clear.
Okay. But let's suppose I take a tuple. Just I make a tuple. Okay. And let us try the same exercise. I want to make it 100. So if you run this, it will say, no, you cannot do this, man. It is saying no. Tuple object does not support items assignment. So it is stopping you. Okay, so this data set cannot you change. So tuple is a kind of read-only structure. It's only read purpose. So once you create the tuple, then you can only read it. You have no power, you have no freedom to change the content inside the tuple. Okay, so this operation will not work in the tuple. It only works in the list. Any doubt here?
No,
This
sir.
part is clear. How to change the data?
Yes, clear.
Okay, so this is the only difference in list and tuple. Tuple you cannot modify; it's an immutable data set, and list you can modify. Okay, so this depends upon the situation where you want to use tuple and list. In situation where you don't allow someone to update your data point, it's only read-only purpose, then use tuple. And in situation where you want somebody to change the data set, it is possible, then you can go with list. Okay, so tuple is very special use case where you are not allowing anyone to make the change in your collection, in your data point, then use tuple. Okay, but all the concept like slicing, indexing, everything work fine the same way, just like a list and tuple. Only thing here is that you cannot change the data point. Okay, so this is everything is same. You can see here I'm trying to change the tuple. It will say error. You're not supposed to write this kind of statement in the tuple case. Okay. Okay. Tuple list. Okay. Any questions? Tuple list is clear. Let's suppose I want to do concatenation. I have two tuple. You can pretty much same concept. Let's suppose TP1. Let me give example. TP2. You can do concatenation. 2, 3, and I want to add TP1 plus TP2. Same thing. Concept is pretty much same. TP1 plus TP2. It will produce new tuple. There's a TP. Okay, and print the TP. Let me remove these things. It's tuple here. TP. It should be TP. So it will combine the both data set into one TP, into a common data set. It becomes a new tuple. Okay. Let's suppose I want to repeat TP2. I want to repeat TP2 multiple times. 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. Let's suppose I want to do 3 times. You can do *3. It will repeat the TP2. 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3 multiple times. Okay. Got it? Let's suppose I want to pull that. Suppose I want to pull 5, 4, 4. I want to use indexing. Okay. So how to use that? TP1 square bracket, and what is the index for 5, 4, 4 for this data set? 0, 1, 2, 3. Just 2, 3. Okay. It will give you 5, 4, 4. Same concept. Okay. But it's missing. Now let us understand. Okay, so we understand these are some operations like we can do indexing, slicing, concatenation, repetition. We can do pretty much these all things. Apart from this, can we do other operations? We know that in list we can do multiple operations, right? We can do append. There are a lot of operations. It is possible. But in case of tuple, can we do some other operations? Let us see. So how to check that? Use dir function. dir. I want to check whether this tuple has some different operations or not.
Okay.
I'm using dir function to check what are the different operations they support.
Yeah.
So you can see here it has nothing much support. It has only count function and index function. That's all. So in the case of list, you saw that, right? In the list, there are so many operations: append, clear, copy, count. There are so many things we can do in list. But in case of tuple, we cannot do much. There are no much options. Apart from indexing, slicing, concatenation, repetition, there are no much operations. It has only two operations, count and index, right? So now do you think why it is not supporting so much operation? List is supporting a lot of operations. We can perform a lot of operations, but tuple is not giving you a lot of operations. Why so? Why do you think so? What can be the
In
reason?
that we cannot change the data, no, sir, every time. That's why I think.
Yes, you're right. Because we cannot change the data. It is only read purpose. Okay. So these are all operations you can see here in the list. This is for changing the list. Okay, count this for changing. But because tuple has no much operation, we cannot do any changing. We cannot update the data. We cannot modify the data. So that's why it is not giving you operations, a way or interface to change the data. Okay, so there's a count function. Count function just check the count of any variable. Let's suppose I want to check whether 10 is how many times 10 is repeating in this tuple. It is one time. Let's suppose if I add 10 multiple times. Now tell me 10 how many times it is repeating? 3 times.
3 times.
So if you want to check whether how many time our data point is repeating and what is the number of occurrence of a data point, you can use count function. So count is just counting. Okay, so here I can say tp1 dot count. Okay, and pass that data. Let's suppose I want to count 10. Okay, and let's suppose x, and I print x here. So it will say you how many times x is getting repeated. So its output should be 3, 1, 2, 3, right? Let us see 3 times. Okay, if I say 78, so how many times 78 repeating? Only one time. Occurrence is 1, so it will say 1 like this. Okay, so count is very handy function to figure out how many times a data point is repeating and what is the occurrence of data point in the tuple. Okay, another function is index function. Index, so it has only two functions, count function and index function. Okay, so index function tells you if you want to find the index of any data point, for example 90, what is the index of 90? 0, 1, 2, 2.
2, sir.
So it will tell you 2. So if you want to find out any index of your data, just pass this function tuple.index. It will give you the index of that data. Let's suppose I want to find for 3, true. Just pass true. It will say the index of true. 4. Okay. So in tuple, it has only two functions, count and index. That's all. And tuple, you can do only this indexing, slicing, concatenation, repetition, and you can do only count and index. So this is pretty much possible in tuple. Nothing else you can do much in tuple. Clear? Everyone, this is clear? Tuple. So now tell me what is the basic difference between list and tuple?
In list, we can modify the data. But in tuple, we cannot modify the data. It's only for readable.
Only for read purpose, yeah. It is only readable. Yes, you're right. Okay. Okay, now Fred. Now let's jump to dictionary. So we cover list and
sir.
Yes.
So this
yes.
is Sunil Kumar.
Yes.
Just in tuple, you given that how to count the number of please one time, sir.
How to count the counting?
Yes.
So just use count function here, count, okay, and pass that data.
Okay.
Let's suppose I want to count 10. Okay. So your tuple name, your variable name, dot count, and the data that you want to count.
Okay, what is the number which is to count?
Which number you want to count? For example, I want to count 544. So pass here 544. So this you have to pass a data. Which data you want to count?
Okay, dot is one of the operations, sir. So for counting.
Sorry, come again.
Okay, sir. Okay.
This was your doubt, right?
Okay.
So your doubt was what I'm passing, right? This in the parameter what I'm passing, right? That was your doubt.
Yes, sir.
So here passing
that is the dot. TP1 and dot that is indicates the.
Okay, this is the way of calling the function dot. You have to use the variable name.
Okay.
Dot. It's a we have been using like this, so you have to use dot. Okay.
Okay.
So if you want to call any function,
sir, okay.
anything, you have to use variable name dot and the function name and like this.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay. So this is the two functions.
So this count is also using the list, sir. We can use this if we want to count the number of positions in list also.
List also. Yeah, list. Let's suppose I make a
Okay,
list.
okay.
It's a list also has
Okay.
this count function. Count and index both in
Yes.
list and
Square
tuple.
brackets. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it will work the same
Okay.
way. Same way.
If
you want to index, it will work the same way. So count and index is available in both tuple and list. Let me show you. If you want to see that in list, see there is a count function in list and there is an index function.
Okay.
So both is there.
Okay.
So tuple only contain count and index, and others
Okay.
it does not contain other functions. Only count and index. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, guys. So this is about tuple and range. Now talk about the dictionary. Okay, this is the third data structure. Okay. So in list and tuple, we saw that we adding a lot of data set, okay, in the sequence, in the order. Okay. So here I'm adding single data, multiple data in the certain order. Let's suppose I'm giving you use case, one scenario. Let's suppose you have multiple employee data. Okay. Employee data, you have employee data and it is stored in Excel sheet. Let's suppose in the Excel sheet, you have multiple employee data. So what can be the property of employee? It can have ID, right? Let's suppose it's a column. Okay, ID is one column. It has name in another column. Gender is another column. Age is another column. Salary is another column. Like that, it can have multiple attributes. Address, state. There are a lot of things can be.
Yes. There are so many.
There are so many things possible. Okay.
Okay.
So this becomes a column in the Excel sheet. Okay. So for this column, I can put some data. For example, ID can be let's suppose 20. One person has ID 20. His name is suppose Ajay. Okay. His gender is suppose male.
Okay.
I'm putting some data. Is suppose 20 like this. Okay. So for this property, you can put some data, some value. You can say value, right? So these are the columns, and for each column, you can create multiple rows in the Excel sheet. And these rows are nothing but the value, actual value. Okay. So now let's suppose same structure, same data set I want to store in the Python program. Okay. Same data point I want to store in the Python program. So here you can see here I have a key, I have an attribute of property and its corresponding value. So for example, ID, what is ID? 20. What is name? Ajay. Gender, what is gender? M. Age, what is age? 20, like that. Okay, you can see here. So here we have a pairs. This is called one pair. ID 20 is one pair, name Ajay one pair, gender male one pair, age 21 pair, salary 2000 something. It has a concept of pairs, right? Are we calling it pairs? Okay, so what can be pair? ID is one pair, and for ID, what is the value? 20. This becomes one pair. For example, name is one pair, and for the name, what is the value? Ajay. Like this. For example, age, this is one pair age, and for the age, what is the value? 20, like this, and it can go on, right? So this each items, this is called pairs. ID is 20, name is Ajay, age is 20. This is called pairs. Okay, and I want to store this kind of data into my program, in Python program. Okay, so this kind of data you cannot store in list or tuple. List tuple is just a sequence. You can it allowed to put the single data, not the pairs, right? So how to store these pairs? To store the pairs, you need another data structure which is called dictionary. What? Dictionary. Okay. So did you understand the context? In what context you need to use dictionary? Okay. Did you understand that? Did you get the my idea?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now let's suppose I want to store the same thing. Okay, I want to store this employee data into Python, into dictionary. Okay, so how to do that? So let us see some example. Let me comment it. Okay. So how to create this pair is very simple. Say EMP, let's suppose I'm saying EMP dictionary. Okay, EMP, and this is my variable name, EMP dictionary. Okay, so dictionary, how to get dictionary? Use this curly braces. This one. If you're using this, it is called dictionary. If you're using a square bracket, it is called list. If you're using this bracket parenthesis, it becomes tuple. If you're using curly braces, it becomes dictionary. Got it?
Yes, sir.
So this is called dictionary. Now in this dictionary, I want to add my pairs. For example, this employee, what is my attribute? ID. ID is one attribute. So for ID, I can do like this. And ID is a string. Okay, this is called key. And for this ID, what is the corresponding value? 20. Let's suppose 20. So ID, after that, you have to put a colon. Okay, you have to separate key and value by colon, and then corresponding value 20. So this becomes my one pair. ID is 20. You got it?
Yes.
Now let's suppose I want to add name and Ajay. So put comma, and again different key, name and colon, and what is name? Ajay. So Ajay becomes my second pair. Let's suppose age. I want to store age. So again age is my key, and colon or age becomes 20, like this. Okay, so on, you can keep adding multiple pairs. For example, if suppose salary, I want to add salary here. So salary is my key, okay, and corresponding value, let's suppose 20,000. 20,000. Okay, you get, let's suppose gender. I want to add gender. Gender is my key, and corresponding value is male, like this. So this way you can keep adding multiple pairs. Okay, and this is called keys. Okay, ID, the first part is called what? Key. We call it key colon value. So this is a structure in the dictionary. So first part is called key, and second part after colon is called value. So this is my key, this is my value. Name is key, Ajay is value. Age is key, 20 is my value. Salary is key, 20,000 is a value. Gender is key, male is value. It's a key value pairs. Okay, you got it? Everyone? Any confusion here?
Sir, can you show that like Excel sheet or for print? How it
You want to show Excel sheet? Okay.
like
Okay.
in Python, sir? In Python, how it will result?
Oh, just print. No, just use print. Just type print. It will show the data. MP dict. I give example from Excel sheet because we have been using Excel sheet, so it's easy to relate it. So this become your data now. So Python will store the data in terms of key value pair. Python is not going to create Excel sheet for you. Okay, this structure is not going to fit into Excel sheet. Python is not.
It's not showing to like Excel sheet. Just only.
No. Yeah. So Python will not. This information Python will not store in Excel sheet. Python store as a key value pair. So this is one pair. This is one pair. This is one pair. I gave this example to relate with you Excel sheet because we have been using Excel sheet. So that's why I gave this example. But if you're storing the data in this fashion, in dictionary, it is not going to create a Excel sheet for you. Okay, it's only pairs, key value pair. So Python will store the data in this fashion.
Okay.
Okay. Any doubt? Okay. So this is the way of creating dictionary. Okay. So guys, can you do one thing? Let's do one exercise here. Can you store your, let's suppose, let me give you some example. A student. Let's suppose in a classroom, you have a student, okay? Multiple students. So can you store the data of one student using dictionary? And think about what can be the property. what can be the different attributes or property of a student. So can you try storing some data of student in dictionary in Python? Can you try this? Let us do some exercise, otherwise it will not make sense. So please create a dictionary to store the student data. Done? Anyone? If you have done, then you can share the screen. I think Vijay, you are not joined from laptop, right? You have no laptop, right?
Yes, I don't have it.
Okay. Do one thing, Vijay. You can use copy, pin and copy. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And just take a photograph and put in the group. This just one option if you have no laptop.
Yes, sir.
Bala, you have laptop, right? I believe so.
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
I'm trying.
I think Bala, Sunil, you both have laptop. Okay. So guys, you done? Bala, Sunil, anyone?
Sir, this is Sunil. I have one laptop. Just I will share.
Okay, please.
I can share, sir.
Yeah, please share.
Okay, yes, I want to do something.
Okay, you're just creating it. Okay, go ahead. Just create right now. Student dictionary. Say student ST, not employee. Student data. That's all. Yes, create some
One is roll
number. Okay.
number. After that,
Colon. Yes.
22.
What can be roll number? 22. 22 BQ. Okay.
Okay. After that, it is.
It should be what? What is the data type? It's a string. It's a number. What is this?
Is the number, sir. It is the roll number. That is the generally it is the for the engineering students.
So
It's
it
like
should be
that.
how to store in
Yes,
the
sir.
Python. It should be string, right?
Okay.
So how to store in Python now? No, it was good. Why to remove this?
Okay.
Just
Continue.
just do Control Z. Control Z. Control Z. Yeah, that's okay. So let's suppose this is my roll number. How I can store this? Just put a single quote. No, just put a string. No.
Okay.
This is double quote.
Okay.
It's good. Single quote is also okay. No,
Single okay, sir. Single colon okay, sir.
Single quote, double quote, both is okay to create a string.
Okay.
No, I'm talking about the value. Your value should be string. Your key is roll number, that is string, that's fine. The value 22 BQ.
It's okay, sir.
No, just do Control Z.
Okay.
Just keep it. Just make it
Okay.
a string. Just put colon in the beginning.
1 second.
Sorry, single quote in the beginning. Yeah, single
Yes,
quote.
sir.
Yeah, single
Here
quote.
also.
Yes.
Okay.
And end with single quote. One after one. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I'm saying. So it becomes string now. Okay. So
Okay.
your key is a string, which is roll number, and value is another string. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Next is name.
Okay. Name.
Colon.
Mhm.
String.
Okay. Name.
Mhm. Okay.
Next. Must be name.
Class.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay.
That's it.
Let's see. Um,
Section.
Father name.
Take space.
Yeah, that's all. I think that's
Okay.
pretty much
Okay,
okay.
sir.
Just print this
Okay,
data.
Print.
Print the data into use print function and print this data.
Open bracket. STU.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Open bracket.
Just click outside. Okay. Okay. You got the data, right?
Okay. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. This is what I'm saying. Okay. Okay. I hope everyone got this, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So please stop your sharing now. Okay. So
Okay,
this
sir.
is a very basic idea about dictionary. You have to create multiple keys and values, and you can create,
Okay,
you can keep adding data. Okay. 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 So this is called simple dictionary. Okay. There is one more concept. It's called nested dictionary. Okay. Let's understand this concept. Nested dictionary.
Sir, I just do that is automatically saved, sir.
Yeah, it is automatically saved. Yes,
Okay. Okay, sir.
it is saved automatically. Otherwise,
Okay, sir. Okay,
you can do Control S.
okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah. Anyone has questions? Balu?
Hello, sir. Sir, I have tried, but output is not coming. Just
Okay.
I'm sharing my screen.
Okay. Please share the screen.
Yeah.
Ajay should be in single quote, right? What is the data type of Ajay? What do you think here? What is missing? Your value Ajay, what is the data type?
Okay.
It's an integer, it's a float, it's a boolean. What is the data type? It should be string, right? So put put single quote Ajay. Ajay should be in single quote or double quote. Ajay.
That single quote is both to name and Ajay. Ajay, that name,
Yeah.
student name also.
Yes. So Ajay
Both.
put single quote. Put Ajay in single
Okay.
quote. Single
In
quote.
data,
Ajay.
everything must be in the single quote and double quote.
Not exactly. That depends. That depends upon your data type. For example, see a roll number. Roll number is a string, but the value is 23. It's an integer value.
Yes. Yes.
So that depends upon the data type, that what you want to use. For example, Ajay. So Ajay, what can be a correct data type for the Ajay to store the Ajay? It should be a string, right?
It's a string only, yeah.
Yeah. So create a string there. You stop your sharing. Can you again share your screen? So you have to figure out the data type. What can I use? It can be int, it can be float, it can be number, it can be string, it can be boolean. Now you have all the basic data type understanding, right? You know what is int, what is float. You know the basic fundamental data type. So you have to make a decision what can be the best fit for this. For example, Ajay. I want to store Ajay. So what can be the best fit? What do you think? It should be
String
string.
only.
String only.
Yeah.
So Ajay, you put the single quote into Ajay. Can you show the screen again? You lost.
So I lost my connection.
Oh, okay.
So,
You understand, right? Where the problem?
Yeah.
So you
Yeah,
Ajay should be
understand.
Ajay should be in single quote. Single quote Ajay, single quote, like this.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, now let me go with the nested dictionary. Okay. So here you can see that here I use one employee data. I'm adding one employee, ID is 20, name this, blah, blah, blah. This is, so here I'm able to store one single data, single employee data, right? You can see here, it's a single employee data, right? But I can add multiple, in an organization, there are multiple employee 1, employee 2, employee, so there are so many employees, right? So how I can add multiple employee data in a dictionary? Are you getting the point what I'm thinking? So now with this example, you are able to add one single data, one single employee or single student, right? But really in the real situation, there are multiple data, multiple employees, multiple student, multiple vendors, like that. So how to store multiple employee data in this case, okay? Guys, you're getting this, right? Okay. I'm audible, right? Can you confirm me I'm audible? I'm not lost.
Yes, so we got your voice, sir.
I'm audible, right? My voice
Yes,
is
yes.
okay.
Yes, clear, sir.
Okay, so let's suppose I have multiple employee 1, I have EMP1, employee 1, I have EMP2, I have EMP3, okay, or I can have EMP4. It can go on EMP1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 till 10. It can go on like that, okay. So for EMP1, how I will store this data, okay. So for EMP1 again, this is my data. Let's suppose this is the data for EMP1. Okay, so for EMP1, ID is 20, name is Ajay, age is this, actually this, gender is this. Okay, for EMP2, the ID can be, let's suppose it's 30. Okay, and his name is Sunil, let's suppose. Okay, age can be 20, salary this, gender is male. Okay, and for EMP3, suppose ID is 40. Okay, and name is Pooja. Okay, age is 20, salary this, and gender is female. F, right? You getting this? So this is the data for EMP1. This is for EMP2. This is for EMP3. Any doubt here? Anyone? Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. Now let's think about how to store the data into dictionary. Okay. So I'm going to create a dictionary. Let's suppose dict. You can give any name here. Let's suppose D. Okay. This is my dictionary. Okay. Now I need to figure out how to create this this data. So for this data, what is my key here? So in the dictionary, you have to think about what is my key and what is my value. Okay. For example, here, what is the key? ID is key, and what is the value? 20. Name is key. What is the value? Ajay. So dictionary is nothing but the key and value pair. There's one key and corresponding value. Okay. So for this employee 1, okay, what can be my key? So for this data, this all data, I'm giving one key. You can create any kind of key. Okay. So here I'm saying this is my key, EMP1. This becomes my key. Okay. For this EMP1, what is my data? What is my value? So the value can be this entire dictionary, this whole dictionary. Okay. So it's a dictionary within a dictionary. So this is a dictionary, and this is sitting under a dictionary. So this is dictionary under dictionary. This is called nested dictionary. Okay, so this way I can create multiple employee data. So for employee 1, this is the data. Okay, similarly for EMP2, I want to create the put comma and say EMP2. Okay, and what is the data for that? just this another dictionary. Okay, for EMP3, the key will be EMP3 and the value will be this whole data. That's all. Any doubt here? How did I come to this point? How did I conclude it? If you do print D, it will print the data, print the dictionary. Nested dictionary, simple dictionary. Okay, I will take more 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, so dictionary is a collection of key and value pair, and here I've given one example for nested dictionary. EMP1 is my key, and this is my current value. Another dictionary, this is EMP2, this is value. Okay, and this is a simple dictionary. Name is their age, profession, name, this one like this. Okay, and there are some property. Now you know how to create a dictionary, but there are some property about dictionary. So dictionary is not a sequence, just like a list and tuple. It is not a sequence. Okay, it is not like a queue. So because it is not a sequence, that's why it does not maintain any index. So there is no concept of indexing in dictionary, like index 0, 1, 2, 3. There's no such concept. Okay, so all the concept like indexing, slicing, that will not happen in dictionary. It happens only with list and tuple and string. Okay, so dictionary is not a sequence. It does not maintain the order, and you cannot perform indexing, slicing, concatenation, repetition in dictionary. Okay, and key should be unique. In the dictionary, you cannot create multiple key with the same name. You can see here example here. I'm creating two names. Name is equal to Ram and name is equal to ABC. Okay, so I'm repeating the same key. Though you can do this, but what will happen in it is you are not supposed to create multiple keys with the same name. You cannot repeat the dictionary the name. Okay, so what will happen in this case? Let's suppose by mistake, if you're repeating the key by mistake, what will happen? It will replace the previous key with the new value. For example, initially I put name is equal to Ram. Okay, then by mistake I again put in name is equal to ABC. So the Ram will be replaced by ABC. If you run this, see, so name. Name I'm repeating. Okay, so name I'm repeating 3 times. Name is equal to Ram first time. Second time name is equal to ABC. Third time name becomes John. Okay, so what will happen here? Second time name become from Ram it become ABC. Second time, and third time ABC become John. So by mistake you are adding multiple name, but dictionary is maintaining only single name. Please go on mute. You can see by mistake I added Ram name multiple times. So you are not supposed to repeat the key. Duplication of key is not allowed in dictionary. If you're doing by mistake, then your previous value will be lost. Okay, so here Ram and ABC get lost, and I'm getting only John. So name become John, and age is repeating 1 time. There's no repetition, so age become 12. Profession become teacher. That's all. You can see. If you're repeating multiple times Ram name, it will get lost, and it will only hold the current last name. Okay, so that's why you're not advised to repeat the key in the dictionary. Key should not be duplicated. Okay, you got it, everyone? Though by mistake you can do that, but dictionary will ignore that. Okay, it will just maintain single key. Okay, and key can be int. Key can be anything. Key can be int, can be float, complex, bool, tuple, string. So this much only possible as a key. And there's one more rule about key, that key should be immutable. Okay, key should be unique. You cannot duplicate the key, this key part, and key should be immutable. Okay, which means it cannot be changed. The key cannot be changed. Okay, so for example, the key can be int, float, complex, bool, boolean, tuple, and string. So while list, you cannot create a list as a key. You can see here in this list there is no list, right? It has only int, float, complex, bool, tuple, string. There's no list, because list is a mutable, right? List is a mutable data structure. So that's why the rule says that key should be immutable. You cannot create a key which are mutable. It should be immutable. Okay, you getting this? And value can be anything. Value can be, you can duplicate, you can mutate. Value can be anything. Value has no any restriction. Okay. Let me create some. For example, here, what is the key here? String. Okay. You can create one key like int, one colon. Let's suppose 45, 49. Okay. So here the key is what? Int type. You can create a float key 1.5 is equal to a colon half, something like that. Okay, this is possible. Or you can create a tuple as a key. Tuple is possible. Tuple 2,3. This is my key, and the value is what? 90. This is possible. Okay, so this means it's possible. But list, you can run this. So though this is your dictionary, but list you cannot take as a key. If I take key as a list as a key, it will show error. Runtime, it will show error. It is showing error. Okay, so list cannot be a key inside the dictionary. Only tuple can be possible. Only tuple and tuple can be possible, or string. Okay, so these are required. Like it can be int, float, complex is also possible. Bool is okay. Bool is also possible. I can create a Boolean type of key, like suppose true colon 90. This is also possible. You see that? Okay. So name is Ram. One. Okay. Here you find one thing different. I take 149. 1 is equal to 49. And so 1 becomes 90 here. 1.5 is half. This is okay. 2, 3 is 90. This is okay. But here, how 1 become 90? Can anyone think about it? I took 1 colon 49. And
so 2 always 1, sir.
Yes, you're right. Because 2 is always 1. Right. So here I'm by mistake, I'm repeating my key. You got it? 1 is 49 here and 2 is 99. So here 2 is actually 1. Okay. So by mistake, I'm repeating my key. So if you repeat the key, what will happen? You lost the previous data. It will always have the current data. So 1, because this become 1, so 1 become 90. Okay. Everyone got this concept, why it is become 190? I store 149, but I'm getting 190. Why? Because of this true. Let's suppose if I make it false. Okay. Then do you think that this value will be replaced? 149 become 190? What do you think?
No, sir.
No, because false is 0. So 0 is another key. So it will not change. See, it is still holding 149. Okay, and false is still holding false. Let's suppose if I say 0, if I add 0 colon 900. Now what do you think? So this false is 0, and I'm adding 0. So this 90 will get replaced by 900, and it will store only 0. False. Okay, so 1 become 49. Yeah, false. So false 90, 0 90. So 0 is what? False. So it is saying false 900. Okay, you getting this? So this value got replaced. 90 will got replaced by 900 because both having the same key. False 0 is both same. So by mistake, you're repeating the key. So there are some catches here. There are some play around. Okay. So these are some possible things that you can create a key. Int can be key, float can be key, complex number can be key, Boolean can be key, tuple can be key, string can be key. So these are the possible things which can be the part of key, except list. So list cannot be key. Okay. Any doubt here in dictionary? Okay, so this is pretty much, I want to close now, otherwise it will be a lot of information. So in this class, we understand what is a list, tuple, and dictionary, okay? And how to create dictionary, single dictionary, nested dictionary, and what can be the property of keys. Keys should be unique. You cannot duplicate key, and dictionary is not a sequence. So this pretty much information we understand right now. And next class, we will see how to pull the data from the dictionary. Okay, for example,